All right, so in this video here, I want to talk about how to defeat a big muscular guy like this. Are you gonna be fighting with him against brutal force? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, he is bigger, right? So the question is, should you possess the same kind of power like he has, or should you develop the skill? And stay tuned, and you're gonna find out the answer all the way in the end, because I'm gonna incorporate a lot of moves, a lot of tips and strategies on how to take a big guy down, okay? So as you can see, Ryan here is a big muscular guy, right? Much bigger than me, even though we're almost the same height. But to take him down is pretty hard, and I had questions from you guys asking me, how do you incorporate good timing, right? Good timing and enough power in order to take someone who's bigger than you, okay? So in this video here, luckily, Ryan and I are pretty much the same height. So if anything, the distance between, his arm and my arm is almost the same, right? So ultimately, it's about how do I get to him before he gets to me, right? Because he does have more power, because power comes from mass and speed. And at this point here, obviously he already has the mass, but if he has the same speed as I do too, then pretty much I am at a disadvantage, okay? So now I want to talk first and foremost is timing, okay? Timing is so important. So let's say I'm going to fight against a guy like this here. So let's say if I'm going to start punching him, force for force, let's say if he punched my face and I punch his face again, he punched my face, I punch his face, the person who's going to be lucky, right? Lucky being a little bit faster is probably going to connect, right? So do I really want to swing for the fence against someone like Ryan? Probably not, right? Because I wouldn't want to take that chance. So basically right now what I want to do is focus on how can I have enough timing in order for me to get to him, right? Because essentially that split second, it's what's going to make a difference. All right, so let's say Ryan and I are in a match right now, right? So if we stand like this here, if he punches through my face, do I really want to block him? Probably not, okay? My chances of blocking him, even though let's say if I can deflect a little bit, it's going to be so fast and so strong by Ryan that most likely he's gonna take my head off, right? If he's gonna do 2-3 combinations very quickly. So in order for me to really get out of the way or improve timing is to get out of the way. And in order to get out of the way is I have pretty much 4 directions to go, right? 4 directions. It's either I go to a left side, or I can go to the right side, right? Or I can go forward with him, but then at the same time, I have to bend a little bit or find my way, which I think the most risky is to go forward. Or the other one is basically if he punches, I go back, right? So that's the kind of timing that you want to practice. Also, you want to learn the distance. So I've seen a lot of also videos, right, where 2 guys will be standing and involving in the altercations and screaming and yelling at each other, and then as the other guy's standing like that with his hand unprepared, and then boom, we get a sucker punch, and then he's falling down. It's very important to always recognize and be aware of this, okay? If you are involved in a heated argument with someone, it's best to always have your hand this way, because you just never know what he's going to do, right? And you have to react in time. If you don't react in time, as he raises to give you that sucker punches, it's gone, right? So you want to keep it here, right? You want to keep it here. And also notice what I'm doing. I want to stand enough that I am more than the length of my arm, okay? Because from here, for him to bring it up to reach me, he has to lean his body in too, right? So as he leans his body in, at least I have this much distance. So even though he has good timing, but he still requires that distance to get to me, right? But if you're gonna stand to him and you get what, and you start screaming and yelling at each other, forget it. He's gonna swing, and you'll be gone. You'll be on the floor. It doesn't matter how much martial arts you know, how many years you have been training. You will get swung to the face, and you're done, right? So that is so important to recognize that I have to be more than an arm length away. Okay, So right now, we're gonna do a little bit of a street situation, okay? Like if when we get into a fight, how he moves and how I supposed to move in order to react and create that distance and time, right? So let's say we stand right now, we're in this fighting position, okay? So right now, I don't want to be too close to him because I just don't know, what he's gonna do, right? Even though we're talking about blocking and stuff like that, I'm being reactive, and being reactive it's difficult, right? Being reactive meaning I have to sense what he's doing, and for me to have that split second to react, and I have to react very precisely, because if I'm not, then he will connect, right? So that's why they said, hey, it's better to be the person who initiate, right? Because when I initiate, he wouldn't know what I'm doing, okay? So let's say I don't want to hurt this guy, but I want to respond to what he's doing. The focus is to look at both of his shoulders, okay? With the legs, we're gonna talk about the legs in a different video, but today I wanna focus on his shoulders. Because right now, let's say if he decides to punch me, see, I'm looking at his shoulder. If his shoulders move, then I move with him. See, if his shoulders move, we have to do a quick jerk. I move with him, right? I move with him, but I have to decide how to move, right? In my mind, I'm like, okay, where am I gonna move? If he moves a little bit, if I'm gonna move this side, or if I'm gonna move this side, right? So you decide to move on the left side or right side, but you have to commit to that move, because you really don't know what he's gonna do, right? If he's gonna just do the fake, right? Or he's gonna just go all the way and commit. But for me right now, I just decide to move, right? Because when I'm deciding to move, it's when I'm creating a situation for myself to get out of his punch. And when I can get out his punch, then I can do something. So let's say if he's gonna come, now he's gonna go punch full, see how I get out? So I'm getting out this way here, I can do the kick, right? So let's say he come, boom! See, he just decided to change his punch from his left to his right. I didn't tell him to do that, he just did that. But for me to see that he's moving, I have to move at the same time. Don't just stand there like, like I don't know, a big tree and think that you can take, his punch. You can't, okay? Because it doesn't really take that much force to take your face away, okay? And then on the subject of the face, this is, I cannot emphasize this enough. I would say that, and comment below and tell me what you think, if you agree or disagree, but I would say that 95% of fighting happens when, not fighting, 95% of being knocked out is when your opponent aims for your face. True, right? Because he can punch you so hard in your body. I think the chances of you being knocked out is probably less versus than being punched to the face. So that being said, you should always assume that all of his executions, whether it's punch or kick, mostly he's gonna come toward your face, okay? So that's the reason why you see commentators who say always keep your hands up when you fight. It's true, because it will come to your face, okay? So right now, so let's say if I'm standing like this, he's about to punch, and let's say I'm moving to the side like this here. You see both of my hands, I'm also protecting this box, which is the box around my face, right? Just in case if you punch here, I'm moving this way. Now he gives me the uppercut. See that? At least my hands are together for me to block this uppercut. Okay? So it's very important to have your hands, both your hands, around the box of your face, so that you can be protected. Okay, so I talked about a lot of the timing and distance to be away from him. Okay? So now I want to talk about timing and distance to be close to him, which is probably the most scariest thing, okay? But sometimes you just have to get close to him, right? Because think about this, if we are gonna be a big guy come to you and he's punching, he just want to take your head off, right? Yeah, it's nice to keep that distance, get out of him, and eventually just to run away, right? To run away, because that's ultimately what you want to do. But then let's say you just can't run away. There's no choice. You just can't escape from this guy. What are you gonna do? You have to take him down, right? So in order to take him down, your arm or your fist needs to touch him. if your fist don't touch him, you're not gonna take him down, right? And let's say if you want to get down and wrestle with this guy, that's another subject, right? That's when we talk about grappling and stuff like that. But let's focus on the fist for now, okay? So how do we get close to him now? So let's say we get in a fight situation again. If he punches, and then I move here, right? So see, I still can't reach. But once I move here, and you see the not just only the distance, but the trajectory of his punch. Now he's going this way, I'm this way. Once I can see this angle here, once I can see that his line of motion is away from mine, this is when I can go into his body. See, I go into his body, right? So let's say if he moves slow, if he goes this way, I'm out here, so I'm aligned to his body. Now this is where I move in. See, I move in, and then bam, right? Then I can get him. So let's say punch. If I move in here, so bam, right? Or I move in here, bam, right? So it's very important that you have to recognize his line of motion in order for you to get into attack. You just don't want to from here and then, you know, he punches, right? Let's say you duck and you swing for him, he ducks, right? And let's say he gives you an uppercut and then you duck and then you punch back. When you get into that kind of brawling situation, and don't get me wrong, I've seen it in MMA. These are the guys who train to fight like that for a living. It's a different fighting situation. These are two extreme athletes, right? Who knows what they're doing. But most guys in the street who wants to take your money or whatever they want to do to you, I hope they're not that skilled, right? Because if they are, I don't think they want to do that to you. So you being a martial artist, you should realize this kind of situation that in order for you to take him down, you gotta move out a little bit, create that distance to give you that timing in order for you to get in and take him down. Okay, so if you like what you saw so far, please click like, subscribe. It's gonna help me make more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.